Namaste to all. Manu Bhagavan was one of the greatest saints who lived in this earth. He lived millions of years back and he wrote Manusmriti. There is a wrong misconception among the Indians that Manu Bhagavan wrote about caste system, he wrote about treating women without respect, etc., which is completely false. I had made several videos to prove that Manusmriti do not have any of these things. You can see those in the description. I will give you the link. I just got an idea that I will have to make series of videos to share the knowledge what is available in Manusmriti. Because in the book Light of Truth by Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati, he has referred to Manusmriti the most. So there are so many shlokas he has explained. So I would make a series of videos for all of us to gain knowledge from that. So in the screen you see some 5 shlokas. So I will explain those 5 shlokas in this audio. I request you to see it full and then spread as well. Apam samipe niyato naityakam विधिमा स्थितः सावित्रीम अप्यधीयेत् गत्वारण्यं समाहितः. That means we have to go to a secluded place or a lonely place or a place like a forest or a field and sit with a balanced calm mind, or we can choose the place of where the running water is there. We just safely sit on the banks of a river or something like that and do the daily nitya karma of chanting Gayatri mantra. Savitri mantra and Gayatri mantra are one and the same. And also comprehend it. That means understand the meaning and also mold the character, our character accordingly, according to the mantra. My Acharya also always says, when you chant Gayatri mantra, you have to also follow that in your life. So the same thing here Manu Bhagavan is saying. And also chanting should not be louder, it has to be within your mind with the meaning of Gayatri mantra. So this is called as Naityakam, Nitya Karma. Nitya Karma do not have an end. Every day, as long as we live, we have to do this Sandhya Upasana. Today we are living in cities, so we cannot find out jungle or forest or a river, etc. It's fine. At least we can try to find a lonely place inside our house or in the terrace, wherever possible, and then try to do this Nitya Karma every day, morning and evening, apart from the Agnihotra. This is the meaning of this shloka. This is Manusmriti 2/104. The next one, Yaman sevet satatam na नियमान केवलान बुधः यमान पतत्य कुर्वानो नियमान केवलान भजन. I have made another video on the Ashtanga Yoga philosophy from my Acharya's book, and I had explained Yam and Niyam. Yam consists of 5 parts, that is Satya, Ahimsa, Asteya, Aparigraha and Brahmacharya. So ahimsa means, it is non-violence, should not eat non-vegetarian food, should not kill animals, and also even should not hurt anyone else. This is called as ahimsa. And asteya is not stealing others' property, not stealing others' ideas and telling itself like it's our idea, my idea, something like that. Then brahmacharya is celibacy, control on the sexual desires even after marriage. Aparigraha is do not keep articles which is not required, that is aparigraha. And satya is speaking truth always. These are the 5 yamas. And the 5 niyam is shauch, santosh, tapas, swadhyaya, ishwar pranidhanani. Shauch is cleanliness, both the cleanliness of the body as well as the mind. Santosh is contentment. Then tapaha is listening Vedas, Shrutam Tapaha, or serving Acharya, or obeying the commandments of Almighty God, what God has given in Vedas. These are Tapasya, and also putting ahutis in burning fire is also coming under Tapasya. And then Swadhyaya, reading books written by great Rishi Munis as well as chanting the holy name of Almighty God comes under Swadhyaya. Then Ishwar Pranidhanani, that is resigning oneself to the God by special devotedness. That means we do the deed without expecting the result, that it has to get a good result. This is Ishwar Pranidhanani. So here Manu Bhagavan says the niyamas should not be followed without the yamas. That means we have to, today people go for worshipping, people even do ahutis, avan, people even do swadhyaya, but they don't follow the yam. They don't maintain brahmacharya, they don't speak the truth, they steal other items of property. So here Manu Bhagavan says, without following yamas, following the niyamas is utter waste. In fact, he says people will fall down means they remain in the worldliness, remain in the darkness. So we have to follow yam and niyam together. This is the advice given by Manu Bhagavan in this sloka. The third one is Kamatmata na prashasta na chaive hastayakka mata Kamayo hi vedadigamah karma yogascha vaidikah. Extreme engrossment of desire and total absence of desire, both are harmful to human beings. Because if a man does not have a desire, he will not acquire the knowledge of Vedas, nor will he be able to do pious deeds, virtuous deeds, Vedic deeds, as told in the Vedas. So this is also a great advice by Manu Bhagavan in Manusmriti 2/2. The next one is, what are the duties then we have to perform? Swadhyayena vratair homaistrai vidyene jayaya sutaihi mahayajnaischa brahmiyam kriyate tanuhu. Brahmiyam means how do we make ourselves a brahmanic or a spiritual person. Swadhyaya means, as I told, a study of Vedas are books written by Rishi Munis, as well as chanting the holy name of Almighty God is Swadhyaya. Everyone has to do it, both men and women, every day. Then Vrata means observing celibacy and also speaking the truth. This also comes under Vrata. Then Homai means Homa, doing Agnihotra every day without fail. And Trividya, the four Vedas contains three Vidya, Jnanam, Karmam and Upasanam. That is knowledge, deed and worship. So attaining or obtaining the three Vidya is also the utmost duty of a Brahmin. Then Ijjaya is actually once in 15 days there is a Purnima and Amavasya. Ijjaya is doing special yajna during these days in the lotus feet of an acharya. Then Sutta means begetting children, begetting pious children actually, Sutta. Then Mahayajna, Pancha Mahayajna, there are 5 great daily duties, that is Brahma Yajna, Deva Yajna, Pitri Yajna, Atiti Yajna, Bali Vaishva Deva Yajna. All these 5 yajnas has to be done. Brahma Yajna is Sandhya Upasana, chanting Gayatri Mantra and chanting the holy name of God. Deva Yajna is everyday Agnihotra. Then Pitri Yajna is serving the parents who are alive, serving the elders who are alive, not for the dead people. Then Atiti Yajna, serving the Atiti or a learned of Vedas who visits our home as a guest. Then Bali Vaishwa Deva Yajna is giving a food to animals before we consume it. And then another yajna is coming, that is basically development of engineering or craft or other science and technology for the welfare of the nations. That also a person has to do. Then by doing all these things, our human body is made a Brahmic body. Brahmiyam kriyate tanuhu. Tanuhu means our body. So there are no caste system by birth also is proved in this. By doing these deeds, we get into the Brahmin, basically. Varna of Brahmin. Then the next one is Indriyanam Vicharatam Vishayesh Vapaharashu संयमे यत्नं मातिष्ठेद विद्वान यन्तेव वाजिनाम. It's just like a qualified driver who is driving a chariot. He keeps the horses under his control. Similarly, the senses has to be controlled, which have a tendency to wander among the objects of sensuousness, tempting the mind and soul to do evil deeds. So we have to control the senses, indriyanam vicharatam, because this always wanders in sensuousness. By controlling the mind, we will be a person who is controlling his mind will do pious deeds. A person who is under the control of his mind, he will do sins. So it's very important to have a check on this. So these are some of the great Upadesh or great advice by Manu Bhagavan in Manusmriti. I hope you would have understood a bit. Request you to see it again. I will be making more number of shlokas explanation in the next parts. This is just a part 1. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.